Good morning, hope you're doing well. My internet's back now, so that's great. So apologies for the weekend, and I couldn't do the COT data video either, so apologies for that. But we've got the daily bulletin to focus on now. But what we're seeing is the 24-hour difference is showing us signs of bear capitulation. The technicals really pumped yesterday, and we're seeing them slide ever so slightly now, of -8 score. So I reset them at 72, and we're 64 now. So we are dropping a bit on the technicals, and the herd are going long on the 24 hours. I'll show you Tuesday. So there's the sell difference on France 40, S&P, the FTSE, and the Dow, and oil as well, and gold. It's also red, and Aussie. So this kind of indicates like a risk-off theme that's going to materialize. So be careful about going bearish, because we still are very much risk on at the big picture. This is the big picture sentiment, and there's 23 bears versus the 1 bull, so there's still a load of bears left. So be careful about becoming a bear, because there's still a ton of bears in the equation. QDB scores. So we got quite a lot of red on Aussie pairs, quite a lot of green on pound, so that's worth noting. Fairly green on Kiwi, and quite mixed on the dollar. It's the dollar Swiss that's causing the issues there. So yeah, so that is what it is. Remember, there's no data for gold. They've gone long on the euro, so we should see the euro fall today, and they've sold the yen, so we should see the yen perform well, and it has done. So whatever happens here, the price action follows. Okay, so whatever the herd do, they get punished. Okay, so that's that. And the open interest we can look at once we get a risk event, but there is nothing on the calendar today to warrant any analysis on the open interest. But there is something it is worth noting, is the huge reduction on the open interest across all currency pairs. We normally sit about 110,000. We saw a big decrease, so that tells us that the herd basically got stopped out, and they were led to the slaughter. And so it was no fun for those guys at all, and they encountered huge losses. So how do we know that they encountered losses? Well, if they had profits, then that open interest wouldn't have slumped, but it really fell. If they're making money, they put their money back into the casino, into the fruit machine, and they keep they keep grinding away at the casino. But if they've really withdrawn and moved away, it's because they got stopped out. Alright, so it's basically like a gambling addiction. If you've made money on your trading, you keep at it. Alright, so that open interest would stay around the average of 110,000, but we saw a huge decrease, so that tells us less retail traders through stops. Robot. So we are looking currently, how are we looking? So we've got a few trades running, a little bit of a mixture here. We're looking at a bit of dollar strength on the whole, which is okay, because we are slightly risk off on the 24 hours according to the risk calc. Got to be careful with things. Pound USD was absolutely horrendous yesterday. I got stopped out so many times because I'm using tight stops, trying to time the highs, and it would do something like this, boom, and that down, yeah, okay, made a little bit of profit, boom, and it was, so you've got to be really careful. Remember, if you're trading the dollar, you have to keep an eye on risk appetite. So have an S&P chart, the US 500, just have that on your screen, and if that's pumping like crazy, be really careful of cross dollar, because that's going to be impacted by risk appetite. Okay, so it's really important. So if you're trading the pound USD or the Aussie USD or anything like that, keep an eye on just one index, and I'd probably recommend the S&P, the 500 index. So that's the robot, and I'll show you market scope. And so we've got possibly a crossover for a risky sell, but we need to get the crossover first. So if they buy, then it's going to make this red line tick higher, then we'll get the sell. Okay, so currently they sold it, so we should be above this 2025 currently, but they might be going long, as we can see a bit of a retracement there. So we'll have to see what happens there, but we've got a possible risky sell incoming. let's look at your S&P. So we shouldn't really be falling here because we had the buy here. So this could just be a retracement. So we can draw a box on this, and let me get the right thing. It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So it might want to come down to the box, but you can see how we created a demand because they'd sold it. So, you know, we saw a big, massive pump from them selling it. Okay, so we might see a retracement down to the box, but we shouldn't really be falling because there's no sign of a crossover at all. So this is likely fake, and it's going to be a buy at the box. All right, so be careful. US 30. These lines are a bit closer than the S&P. See how the lines are going to probably converge. So this is going to be a risky sell. It's risky because we're really below 50%, right? So you'd have to be very careful. It wouldn't be a sell, it'd be a risky sell, because you know you'd be joining the herd if you were to sell it. Okay, so we're very, very skewed. It's ridiculous. See, 9%. It's crazy, and that coincides with the high. See the peak in the SSI, the peak in price. Pretty much, yeah, more or less, isn't it? Yeah, about the same. So yeah, we're probably going to be a risky sell on this one, but you want to be really careful. And DAX, and this is them less shorts. They could be buying, but it's definitely a sell at this box. So we'll probably see a retracement. Possibly, we shouldn't do, but it's possible to this box up here. We don't have to retrace up there. We should be falling because of that. Okay, so possible we're going to see a retracement to that box just to test it and then dump, but there's no reason why we should be retracing. We shouldn't be wicking below because of that. Okay, so this wick here is fake. Okay, and that's it. So I'll wrap up now. I don't want to make it a long video, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Any questions, let me know, and that's it. And remember, we've got the Ralgo AI bot in Discord, so please use that. It's open to everybody. So do use that robot. It'd be really cool if you did, because I'm paying for an enterprise license and no one uses it. So if you use the bot, that'd be great. And I'll speak to you guys soon.